So not much has changed. We've seen teams kind of struggle with it. It does make it more likely the Earth Spirit's going to be a support, but it could still be the JG hero with Yapaj on Lesh. And we always talk about this with Yapaj. He's such a stylish player. Leshrac is just not a hero with a lot of style for him.
It isn't, John. That's why we don't want to see the mid Leshrac. Just throw it as a support. You know, just let it do that. You do have the double stun as well, right? For the setup, you do have the Ogre to Fire Blast, and the Leshrac can land the Split Earth guaranteed very easily. It used to be a strong combination to have a stun followed up by the Split Earth of the Lesh. See if they do run it as a support duo. I think it is actually quite viable. Army Geniuses, however, they go for that Mars pickup we did see yesterday. Neon Esports will return the favor with a Rubik. So it looks like both teams are setting up for a very kind of brawly orientated game in this game number 1. Which, quite frankly, John, is what everyone wants to see anyway. We don't want some boring farm festing game as we do see in some other regions. You know, in SCA, we get the job done and we get it done quick. We don't waste any time.
That's very true. Now, what I'm seeing from Neon right now, though, Mike, it's quick, but it's also like 4 supports, right? I mean, you can run the Lush core. It has been core recently. The Rubik could be core. The Earth Spirit could be core. So it's really flexible. I want Yapaj to play that Rubik.
What if? I was about to say, John, you've been complaining about DDZ's Rubik. You've been talking about the right-click Rubik that hasn't come out. We know Neon watches these casts. What if they've given Yapaj the thumbs up and said, listen, game 1, you can run the core Rubik, run it as a right-click hero. Maybe it'll happen this game. Maybe your dreams will finally come true.
I would love it to come true. Yapaj, do it. Show everyone what the core right-click Rubik's about. Get that level 10. 50 damage, man. Just right below it. Right below a Sacred Relic. You know you want it. Army Geniuses, though, they're not messing around here, Mike. Lifestealer comes through. Yep. Infest target and Mars. Well, once you have the Blink, that's pretty nice. Mirana, you don't really have the best, though, but it's there in terms of running away, getting some swaps out. It is a magic-oriented lineup from Neon. Lifestealer's got Rage. You have nothing to pierce that, so this is a really, really strong response to what Neon wants to do. This is going to make it harder for them to pierce through that Lifestealer, and they're going to have to stack their spells a bit better to catch this one out.
That is true, John. I think the Rage is going to have a lot of benefits this game. I mean, all your damage is purely magic. I guess the Edict does still go through the Rage, so you do have that, but you don't really want to rely on that when you're up against something like the Lifestealer, who will just stand there and man-fight you and naturally heal up with his own inbuilt lifesteal. So they're going to need something in this POS 1 role here for Neon to try and sort out this Lifestealer. You do have the PA, you do have the Troll Warlord if you want to go down that route. Plenty of options available for them. But they are going to need something, because this Lifestealer so far has a pretty free game as far as I can see.
Definitely does. The banouts here from Army Geniuses are rather interesting as well. They go with Slardar Pango bans. It looks like they seem to think the Schem here is on hand, which is just really strange. Schem Rubik.
It could be Schem Leshrac. I mean,
yeah, that's fair.
That's the only real POS 1 I see here for Neon. If they already had their position 1, so could be the Schem Leshrac.
Yeah,
never know.
It's a possibility. It's really not a very Schem hero as well, right? Like Yapaj wants to be a bit more active. Leshrac sort of can, but it's also not on the bleeding edge. Schem does like farming more, but Leshrac's not a full farming core. It does want to fight a bit earlier. What?
No, John, come on. There's no one that farms faster than Leshrac. I mean, I know it's not completely farm orientated, but there's no one that farms faster than Leshrac.
It clears camps. You don't have inbuilt mobility to run through those camps like an AM, though, or like even a Specker. And
oh, Skywrath again.
What's the AG last pick? Sky. They love this hero. Mars. I guess it works with your Mars. It works with your Venge. The silence is pretty good. So what's their tri-core here? Is it Mars, Lifestealer, Venge? Mars, Lifestealer, Mirana, or Sky 4? I'm not sure where you lane these.
Sky
you do have flexibility on hand.
Okay. TA comes out now, so the draft very flexible here for Neon Esports. JG going to be on the
All right.
core Earth Spirit in the off lane. Scam on that POS 1 Leshrac. Yopaj going to be playing that mid TA. Is it going to be a mid Skyrath mage? Is that what we're about to see?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mamang Daya.
all right. Mamang Dai is on it. Mid Skyrath.
That it actually sounds pretty okay against the TA. I'm stretching a bit here because TA is going to rip through that 0 armor Sky, but you can spam out your spells from afar. While refraction's pretty low, you could try to win out those trades. The silence makes it hard for the TA to pop on her shield unless she already has it on. Then it doesn't really do much against the TA. They could swap around here. We've seen Wami and Mamang Daya go in different lanes. I don't know what the Sky Rat Mage off does, although that does sound like it could annoy Schem. The silence is a little bit more annoying there. You do have better reach. Schem's range is a bit closer when he casts spells, and that's something the Sky Rat can punish. So we'll see what Army Geniuses want to do here. It's a rather interesting draft from both sides. Very different. Pause 1 Lesh for Neon. You mentioned it. It can farm fairly quick, but I think you should expect Schem to look at those early towers, start them out them fast. Yapaj is going to be taking that early farm on the TA. Got to rush that Blink Dezo, and it's up to Schem to really make that space on the map. Melt those towers, apply some pressure in the map with his highly active supports and even the active Earth Spirit off. So there's some opportunities there for Neon. Army Geniuses, the only oddball really is Mamang Daya Sky. We'll just have to see what he does get done and what lane he will opt for in this game.
We will. Let's see how it all pans out. Game number 1 between Neon Esports and Army Geniuses. Honestly, like, I know we already talked about this, but I actually do like the Army Geniuses draft. Just really because of that Lifestealer. Yapaj with the TA will have a way of dealing with it, but that Lifestealer should have a really nice game. Now, the one thing I don't like about Army Geniuses draft is that Skyrath Mage. It scares me, John. Just, what is it going to do? Like, you get a Glimmer Cape and suddenly the game's over for the Skyrath. It just can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, it's very tight in tempo, and they will put Mamang Daya mid, so they're not going to swap with Wami this game. It's the Sky versus TA. I think Yapaj should be able to manage that. Maybe if Mamang Daya plays really well, you can make him struggle until level 3, but I don't foresee Yapaj struggling too hard, and there's that early smoke here from Neon. They want to just start running down fast.
Nice ward placement there. Going to give vision over the triangle. They do see everyone on the side of AG. It's just a matter of how you get up to that high ground, and it looks like they aren't going to bother, but rather just be, or maybe not be patient. Januel, he's going to make the run up. Smoke broken. They see him. Januel still moving forward. Now the Fire Blast and Fade Bolt is there, but he's copying a lot of damage. Januel is going to die. They're just going to fight this one out. I'm really not sure about this, though, for the side of Neon Esports. Gonna keep trying. Casting Shot going to be out. JG now caught out with another arrow from AG, so they'll get a secondary kill. And Neon might even lose the third and play hard if they're not too careful. And that is a disastrous start for the side of Neon Esports.
They don't even get the bounty that they kind of ran up there for. They don't get the Riverside bounty, so it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade in the end. They bleed 2 kills. They're going to be forced to walk play hard all the way back before he comes back in. A massive boon for the way of Army Geniuses, and I suppose that's one way to get this Skyrath Mage off to a running start. Yapaj, goes for level 1 refraction, doesn't have the side blades to harass out Mamang Daya, so now Mamang Daya can kind of play how he likes. He's not going to have to be worried about the spillover, and it's a bit harder for Yapaj to zone out the Sky, at least for this initial level.
Yeah, 1 level. We'll have a look at them in a bit. We'll have a look at the top lane first. JG going to be up there up against UK and DB. I think DB should also have a pretty nice lane up here. It's hard to imagine DB struggling on the Lifestealer up against the Earth Spirit. Even with the Rubik coming in. What are they going to do? He has an inbuilt BKB. I just can't see them harassing him out.
Nah, it's such a hard lane for them to do anything here. And you mentioned it, but this is the best part of Army Geniuses draft. DB is going to have a free run. JG just really wants to get his levels up, play hard. There's not much harassment you can really expect. Maybe you pop the Fade Ball every now and again. It's going to shove your lane out, though. And UK is just controlling this lane perfectly fine. He goes for pulls. There's no contestation from Rubik. He's going for his own pull, but it's not the entire wave, so you have a little bit more leeway here if you are Army Geniuses. And that's something Neon has to work against. You've got these two really EXP hungry heroes on the off lane. Earthspirit and Rubik want fast level 6s. Playhard's going to be copying the short end of the stick, but it's got to pay off somehow down the line.
We'll find out if it does. I should quickly apologize, by the way, to the viewers if you are seeing frames drop. It seems like the internet again is playing up today, John. So I will try and get that sorted as soon as the game's over, or if there's a pause. My apologies. Not sure what the hell's going on anymore with this internet. Still bot lane, Skem is going to be out on the left track up against Wami and LYM. Of course, he will have the support of his Ogre being played by Januel. It's still going to be a rather difficult lane for him as well, though, up against the Mars Mirana. A lot of kill potential here for the side of Army Geniuses if they do get caught out by the arrow or the spear. Either way, this Leshrac will probably die if he does get stunned up by one of those.
Yeah, it's a risky lane for Skem to throw his body in front. At the same time, he can kind of force Wami back very easily. He's got a lot of magic damage. Wami did opt for early Bulwark instead. You don't really care about that if you're the Leshto. And it's a bit surprising. We are used to more of the Spear of Morris plus the God's Rebuke too, but it's a more defensive build here for Wami. So he's setting himself up to just sustain the lane. He's going to hit level 3 anyway, but you're not going to have that massive damage at the level 3 spike now, because of this more passive buildup coming out from Army Geniuses. So LYM should have the space though to go for the runes, although they hit level 3 and go in.
Yeah, they're going to try and get aggressive. There's not enough damage to really kill Wami off, but they're going to just burn through some regen here of the Mars. And Skem already has a value point in the Edict just in case he needs it later on. We'll see if he does end up maxing that out. Of course, in the mid lane, John, Mamang Daya now is struggling quite a bit on the Skywrath, and this was to be expected. You know, you kind of mentioned it for that early level for Yopaj, but at level 1, obviously with just Refraction, he couldn't do too much. But he's level 4 now with the level 2 Psyblades up. It becomes a really tough lane for Mamang Daya, because he does have to get close to secure those CS, and every time he does, the Psyblades just rip him to shreds.
Yeah, and he has 1 armor. It's not safe trades.
Actually,
his combo is strong, though.
Nice Ancient Seal at the end there. I don't think Yopaj was expecting that one. Did not allow him to get the Refraction off in Yopaj. He was trying to wait till the last second to get value out of the Refraction, but Mamang Daya, an early point in Ancient Seal does get him the kill.
And that's what you like to see. That's how you play this lane out. And so you're going to have to look for that a couple more times. Cooldown on a Refraction is pretty darn long. Yopaj has to watch himself on the edge, and that does force Playhard to come in just to spot check the runes, but that was taken by Lim already, so you don't even win out in that trade. Now, Yopaj does get the lane to himself for a bit, as Mamang Daya is forced to walk all the way back, but he's going to walk back in with 3 Null Talismans, so damage output for Sky is getting pretty ridiculous for the early game.
It's good to see for Army Geniuses. 5-minute banner runes are going to pop up. JG will be able to get the top one, just kicking UK away. And it looks like it is going to be a 3-for-2 as Skem will be able to pick up Wami. And by 3-2, I meant 3-for-1. So Neon Esports getting a 3-for-1 on those bounty runes, as well as a kill down at the bot lane. That's what Wami really had to be a bit cautious of. That double stun with the Edict to come out from Skem does do quite a bit of damage, and John Skem is maxing out the Edict.
Yeah, and it's a pretty potent build if they can isolate these heroes. It also allows them to push. So Skem is going to be looking to really play these lanes fast, look for those fast objectives, buy the space out for Yopaj, as we mentioned. And if Skem is allowed to do that, there's going to be a lot of space built up. You can already see these preemptive wards around the jungle, just watching both ramps, ensuring that there's safe farm here for Yopaj's camps. And you know, you're finding some good farm up top for Army Geniuses. DB is having smoother farm compared to Skem, but Skem is set to be a little bit more explosive, allowed that same farm. The timings of Fletcher just earlier, that's something Army Geniuses will have to be a bit cautious about, as they kind of have left Skem alone for the part.
Yopaj Got it out UK. Mystic Flare is going to be out from Mamang Daya, but Play Hard will be around to help out, and he does secure the kill. Now the Fire Blast there on Mamang Daya. Genuel copped a fair bit of damage from that tier 1 tower. Will be forced to back off. They do successfully keep Yopaj alive, however, and that's really all that matters, as well as the kill onto UK.
It's a good amount of kills coming out for Neon. Mamang Dai is just going to be happy he lives through, but Neon is starting to apply that pressure. Mid, they're committing the numbers to really secure Yopaj's lane. And they've kind of left Skem. Now, you see Army Geniuses, they're clumping around at bot. They know Skem should be taken out here.
I mean, they could try, but they're not in position to go for this yet. Skem keeping his distance, seemingly knowing something is wrong. There are 2 supports missing off the map, so it's kind of obvious, but he does get hit by the magic missile. Skem? Why would you go back in like that? He's going to try and fight this one out with JG, and it's actually going to work out. Skem! Oh! Alright. Triple kill out for Skem, John. I was a bit shocked at his positioning, and now he's going to die to Mamang Daya. JG coming to really save the day there for Skem. He must have had a lot of confidence in his Earth Spirit, like, for him to run forward. He was just scot-free to run away there.
Oh yeah, that was quite the play on the bleeding edge, like on the razor-thin edge there for Skem. Wins out in a marvelous way, and a bit too overconfident. Now mid as well.
Nice kickback. Wami in massive trouble. Ignite going to slow him down even further, and he is going to die to Yopaj. 6-4 now. Neon really getting quite aggressive with this draft, and I suppose that was to be expected. Now they might even go up towards AG in this mid lane, but no, it looks like they have caught out the Rubik Play Hard. A bit too far forward. AG do manage to get themselves at least a support kill.
You're going to be happy enough with a pickup. Not the best trade for your Mars, and you are really committing the heroes mid now. You can look up top. Skem is trying to force out damage onto that tier 1. DB might have the rage, but Skem can just easily focus on the tower instead. He doesn't care too much about the Lifestealer, and this is what we expected from Skem. He wants these early objectives. He wants to be active on the map. They're trying to get the attention away from Yopaj as best as possible. And even Yopaj joins in. He wants some of this action as well. So we'll see if the response is there.
Roll in. JG going to try and make sure that his Ogre stays alive as JG goes straight on that Skywrath Mage. And Mamang Daya is melting real quick. Yopaj and Skem do end up securing the kill as UK now will be chased up. Ooh. They are going after the Lifestealer, however, DB in danger, will be able to get away, but UK is still in a bit of trouble, and JG does get the kill with the silence. I suppose that's one thing with these supports on the side of Army Geniuses as well as the Skywrath Mage core. They are very squishy. So JG, he's going to have a field day on this Earth Spirit.
Oh, he definitely will. There was also a bit of a, I don't want to say misplay, but unfortunate accident there for DB. He was trying to finish off Januel. Instead of going for a last right click, he tried to get him bursted down with the Infest, but by the time he came out, it was too late. Januel actually TP'd home, so Infest is going to be down, and that's a fairly long cooldown at level 1. There's a bit of a window they can try to jump in.
Ooh, JG, nice roll out of there. Wami trying to go for a kill attempt with that Arena of Blood. It's another thing with the Arena, John, you can roll out of it. So, a bit unfortunate there for Wami. That's the thing with the Mars as well. You've got to kind of keep in mind who can and can't leave the arena. There are so many different heroes that can actually just get out, and JG got out of there very easily, in fact.
Yeah, it's one of the beautiful things about that Earth Spirit. There's a delay when that arena rises. Kind of takes me back to yesterday. You remember the arenas for the Winter Wyvern? With the Arctic Burnout, that's pretty sickening. It's always kind of sad to see it.
There's
when
so many
the
heroes.
arena just doesn't lash.
So many heroes can just get out of it. Like, it's not even a problem. It's really unfortunate for this Mars hero, who, by the way, John, will probably get nerfed in the next patch. So, it's not enough that he has a very tough game, but he's copping a nerf. There's no way around it.
Definitely not. And Army Geniuses need to defend this mid. They've got Wami around, no Arena though, as mentioned. And Yopaj just gets free damage. This is our TA with no real items yet. Just a blink. Already pulling this mid tier 1 down to 560 HP. We haven't seen Army Geniuses in the same position to trade hits on a tier 1. So they need to hold on to these objectives if they can't make a move themselves.
That they do. Wami, he's going to have his spear stolen. That is a very valuable spell for the Rubik. Wami maybe just kind of forgetting the Rubik was in the game. You never really want to give that away, as he could just set up the spear for himself with lift. And there is no spell animation when he casts it. So it's very hard to tell when it's coming. I'm sure Playhard is going to have a lot of fun with that.
It's a good time for Playhard. I mean, it's been a bit slower for Playhard. 1-to-1-to-1. 1 kill, 1 death, 1 assist. Not been as active, at least in making these kills happen on the map. But he's still having a lot of impact. You can see Neon now, 3k lead built up. With that mid-tier 1 secured, they're in a really good spot to just get free farm flowing for your Paj. Army Geniuses are sort of clumping down bot now. They've got DB in front. Still does not have his armlet, but I believe that's flying in. There you go. So a little bit more durability on your life stealer. Finding this tier 1 is going to help open up the bot jungle, but Neon's just about done with it anyway. They're playing up in that top jungle of their own now.
Absolutely. Tier 1 gone, top tier 2 is going to be under siege, and that is one of the really strong suits of the Leshrac that never really gets old, is the Diabolic Edict just makes it so easy to push down towers, never really having to worry about, you know, having a siege creep or not. You just need this Leshrac to get on top of a tower, and it does melt. And that will force the rotation out from Wami on the Mars to make sure that tier 2 does not get lost. It is going to be a hard defense for him. He doesn't even have the blink up yet. So he'll have to be very cautious with his positioning.
Definitely has to be. You can't underestimate the damage on Scam, even on these heroes. They are really positioning though. They've got them around as well.
Gonna give it a crack. Wami could not close the gap though. He didn't wait for the invis. Bit of an error there. They might just find the Ogre instead, and they will. But you definitely could have gotten that Leshrac had you waited for the Moonlight Shadow.
Definitely. And you've got to love this from Scam. We were talking about the Sky not having a game once Glimmer Capes are up. Guess what Scam built first?
I mean, it's quite valuable on the core Leshrac though, right? Like you're gonna run in anyway. You can't trust your supports to Glimmer Cape. You just Glimmer Cape yourself. No problem.
Definitely, and that's going to make it so tough. So you've got your ability on hand already. Whoever's targeted down by the silence, by that Mystic Flare, probably not going to die as fast. And that's the big boon here for Neon. They keep playing this farming game. The only farming hero on AG is really DB. He's still trying to save up for his Desolator, but he's trying to farm against a T8. It's just not something you win out. TA just clears these stacks so much faster.
That he does. Your Paj bound to have that Desolator up, and that's when things get very tough for DB. So, you won't really care for the Rage anymore. So you will have a way of just shredding through the Lifestealer. DB, he's working towards his own Desolator, John, but it's a bit of a different story. You've got the inbuilt Refraction on the TA, which is going to make it so those first 6-7 hits aren't really going to matter. Of course, the Skywrath can get rid of the Refraction with the Mystic Flare, but well, then you just kind of wasted Mystic Flare just trying to get rid of refraction charges. It's not very nice.
Nah, it's really not, and it's in that back and forth where Neon really gets a lot of value there. Still 15 minutes in, 8-6. 3k lead still maintained by Neon, and with the travel, Scam just goes up top, gets work done on that tier 2 again.
Nice and easy. They've got to react to this. I suppose this is one of the other strong suits with the Leshrac, is you do force out a lot of reactions to the actions you are doing. But nobody going to be able to react fast enough to really punish Skemen. Well, he's on 100 HP, but nobody rotated. There was a TP from UK to his top tier 3 tower, but that's it.
Would have been really nice if I found that kill on Scam. He was just a bit too overconfident. He was copying the hits from the tier 2, just no response. They didn't have an angle. They don't, yeah, I don't know. They're just letting this kind of slide by here, Army Geniuses. And now you do have the Desolator up in your Paj. So Blink Deso is already up. This is a big spike for the TA, and Neon will look to use that.
See what they can do. Double damage as well. JG going to make sure it does not get denied Yapaj. He'll pick it up and just destroys LYM. Pops the DD immediately. In fact, he doesn't even have a bottle. He just grabbed the DD and just destroyed this this Mirana. They might go Roshan. And they will, Yapaj. With that Desolator and DD rune up, knows he can take it very quick, and Skem can use the Edict as well on this Roche. And he will. This Roche is not going to last long at all. A 16-minute Roshan, in fact.
Yeah. Really quick first Roche. Second life can be coming out here for Yapaj, more than likely. So now you have to kill this TA twice over. Immediate smoke. AG, they're in the right spot of the map. They are grouped up. They might look for their own smoke play, but into the Aegis is a bit risky.
They've got to do something. They'll smoke up. Deso up on DB. He's going to give it a crack. What are they going to find, though? Play hard, going to break the smoke of Wami, and he doesn't seem to have realized. Just kept running forward. And, well, they were kind of hoping he would initiate onto that Rubik, but now JG going to move in, getting a stun off onto that Mars. They do stun up JG. The rest of the team is moving in, though. Yapaj already killing off Mamang Daya. Now onto that Life Stealer. He needs to invest.
Oh,
he
boy.
can't get it off in time. UK did not go for the swap. Well, if your Vengeful Spirit doesn't swap you out in that instance, I don't know why you pick Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, UK went for the alternate move, Mike. He tried to run away.
Yeah,
In that flash moment.
like my pub Venge, John. They told me to play
It's not
position
pretty.
1, and this is what they do to me. They just run every time I'm in trouble.
You wouldn't have that problem if I was playing, Mike. I'd just die first. Anyway, Army Geniuses, you know, struggling. I love the target prioritization from Neon, right? Yapaj looks for the back line. I wonder how many hits it takes to kill off Mamang Daya. Like, he went for 4 null talismans into Rod Vaders. 4 is a bit much for a Sky. I mean, I get that your spell scales with int, but 4 is a lot. Like, 3 is kind of the upper limit. 2 is the average you tend to see Sky's build, but 4, this has stalled out his build into the Ghost Scepter. I suppose you don't really farm as a Skydo, which is a risk, and now Yapaj can just kind of dance around if he wanted to.
He could. EB gonna move in. There is a lot of heroes around Yapaj. Gonna try and initiate with the spear. They do get the stun off, but where's the follow-up? He blinks away.
Oh boy.
No, I don't mind just casually throwing out the spear like that, but it seemed like a bit of miscommunication. As they eventually started running towards Yapaj, but just never did anything. And with that, Skem, he takes out the tier 1 bot tower. He'll go into the tier 2 bot tower. Just nothing to stop them. They know they can't be fought into at the moment. And you're looking at a very fast high ground attempt if this keeps up for Neon.
Oh, for sure. There's just nothing stopping it. They do have Swap Arena, so the high ground defense for Army Geniuses can be there, but look at this.
Lane, yeah, they got the control. Again on the life, still a great silence out with the melt strike from Yapaj. It's just really surgical play here from Neon. It's a bit messy, but it seems as though they are just so confident that they've got this game in the bag, and I can't really disagree with them. In fact, I'm going to have a look at Dota Plus. We're already sitting at 82%, which is fairly high considering, you know, we're only 20 minutes in. Arrow is going to land onto... No, in fact, it was taken by JG. He rolled in to make sure Skem did not get stunned. That melee barracks is not going to last long as JG now moving into the backlines with the dust out. Does catch the Venge. UK is going to die. Back into the melee barracks. They will be able to secure it.
Oh, man. This is not how you want it to go if you're Army Geniuses. They need to play faster. They need to...
Full disconnection.
Yikes. Yep, that's the C Classic.
Yep.
That's the C Special move. A rather unfortunate time. Play hard, having a bit of fun, but they've got to defend. 1 rack's down. I can foresee at least 1 more if they don't throw out their spells. They are too conservative. At this point, sacrifice UK. You know, swap into the arena, do that, spear up, kill 1, and see if Neon retreats after. That's the best you can really hope for here, unless Neon overextends, but they hold on to the Aegis for about a minute more. And that's just a lot of leeway for Yapaj. He doesn't care being reckless. He has his BKB on a 10-second charge. So it's got to be the sacrifice high ground. Get your revenge back up. Swap arena, spear, arrow, all things onto one hero. Just find that kill, get the numbers advantage ASAP.
Yep. Very awkward though. The whole team's just disconnected altogether. Dota Plus is risen to 90% over that 10 seconds. So things are escalating quite quickly. Hopefully they will reconnect soon. I mean, this game, if I'm quite honest, John, does look to be over. There is still comeback potential for sure, because you do have the better scaling lineup on the side of Army Geniuses, but if they can't defend this mid-racks, they may just get megged. Do they even have buybacks? Not really. There aren't many buybacks available right now for Army Geniuses. They've really only got one shot to defend, unless the side of Neon do back off.
Yeah, they've got to hold out. You know what we forgot to ask, Mike? We were having this conversation yesterday with Neon, but we didn't get an update from Yapaj about that ritual that Skem does, right? We forgot to ask. It seems like he is not under pressure, so I suppose they did pull it off. But I want some confirmation before game 2, Mike. I want to see.
We'll have a look, John. We'll give him an ask. I'll probably be restarting the internet before we hit game 2, so you'll have to ask on my behalf, sir.
All right. Well, we're back. Yapaj against Slow Siege. Army Geniuses, find that angle. You got to do something here.
Yeah, you do. Your tier 3 gone. Mystic Flare did come out, it's just not showing on the screen. Dota 2. Yapaj gonna go after DB. DB is copying a lot of damage right now from this TA, but Yapaj being a little bit cautious as he did lose that Aegis. They'll get the melee barracks. That might be it. They'll back off, back to safety. No need to risk throwing this game. There might just be no punishment to come out. In fact, they're going to go back in now. JG copying an arrow straight to the face, but Wami is already dead. Now Genuel getting the Ignite out. They got the Yules off onto that Skyrath Mage, and Mamang Daya is gone. DB just trying to run away as LYM. He will melt, and they call the GG. UK asks for mercy, but he will get none of it. And DB, he will also probably die before the game ends. You're better off staying disconnected at this rate, John.
Now, you know Southeast Asia, Mike, we fight till the end. Army Geniuses trying out this strange draft once more. They went to the last big Sky for Mamang Daya, which we have seen them opt for the Sky a couple of times. Still not paying off. Neon in great form. Can they make this draft work? They got the JG Earth Spirit that we know and love. Yapaj
Hold on, John. I gotta be
TA.
sorry, I don't interrupt. I gotta be quick, John. I gotta restart the internet. So
all right.
It's MLP Dota johnxfire. We'll see you again in 10 minutes. Don't panic if the stream shuts off. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you soon.